You make hundreds of choices every day. What to buy, who to trust, what to believe. And you probably assume that you are in the driver's seat for all of them. But what if I told you that for many of those decisions, you're not driving? You're a passenger, being guided by invisible psychological scripts written by experts in the science of influence. Persuasion is not an art, it's a science. There are fundamental, hardwired triggers in the human brain that, when activated, produce a predictable, automatic yes. These aren't complex manipulations. They are simple, brutally effective psychological shortcuts. And they are used on you every single day by everyone from multinational corporations to your own colleagues. Today, we're not just going to expose these tricks. We're going to give you the playbook. This is perhaps the most powerful rule of social psychology. The principle of reciprocity states that we feel a deep, often uncomfortable sense of obligation to give back to someone who has first given to us. This isn't just being polite. It's a survival trait that allowed our ancestors to share resources and build trust. But in the modern world, it's a weapon. Think about the free sample at the grocery store. The company isn't just giving you a taste, they're creating a tiny psychological debt. Now, when you walk past the full-size product on the shelf, you feel a slight nudge to buy it, to repay them for their generosity. This scales up infinitely. The free ebook you get for signing up for a newsletter, that's reciprocity. Now you're more likely to buy their paid course. The colleague who does you a small, unsolicited favor right before asking for help on a huge project, that's reciprocity. The trick is that the initial gift is often small, but it can trigger a desire to repay with something much larger. It works because saying no after receiving something feels like a social violation. It makes us seem ungrateful. To defend against it, you have to learn to recognize the tactic. Accept the gift, but reframe it in your mind. If it's a genuine favor, repay it later. If it's a sales tactic disguised as a gift, you owe them nothing. Our brains are wired to want more of the things we can have less of. The principle of scarcity leverages our deep-seated fear of missing out, FOMO. When something is perceived as rare or limited, its value automatically increases in our minds. This is the engine that drives a huge portion of modern marketing. Limited time offer. Only 2 left in stock. Sale ends at midnight. Exclusive access. All these phrases are designed to trigger a panic response. They short-circuit our rational decision-making process and push us into an emotional, impulsive state. We stop asking, "Do I really need this?" and start thinking, "I might not be able to get this later." This trick is incredibly effective because it frames the decision not as a potential gain, but as a potential loss. And as we've discussed, our brains are far more motivated to avoid a loss than to achieve a gain. The thought of losing the opportunity to buy something is often more painful than the pleasure of actually owning it. This is why concert tickets for popular artists sell out in minutes, and why sneaker drops create a frenzy. They're not just selling a product, they're selling the thrill of obtaining something scarce. The defense is to pause. When you feel that sense of urgency, recognize it as a deliberate tactic. The opportunity will likely come again, or you'll find you didn't need it in the first place. As a mental shortcut, we are taught from birth to trust and obey authority figures. Doctors, experts, scientists, CEOs, their titles and uniforms signal credibility, so we often suspend our own critical thinking in their presence. The authority principle is our brain's tendency to comply with requests from people who appear to be legitimate experts. The key word there is appear. It's often not about actual expertise, but about the symbols of authority. This is why an actor in a white lab coat can sell you toothpaste. The lab coat is a symbol of scientific authority, and your brain takes the shortcut. In the digital world, authority symbols are everywhere. A blue checkmark on social media, a high subscriber count on YouTube, a fancy job title on LinkedIn, being a best-selling author on Amazon. These signals can be legitimate, but they can also be easily faked or manipulated. We automatically assign more weight to an opinion from an account with 1 million followers than from an account with 10, regardless of the quality of the opinion. To protect yourself, learn to separate the message from the messenger. Ask yourself, what are their credentials? Do they have a vested interest in my decision? Are they presenting real evidence, or are they simply leaning on their title and perceived authority? Humans are herd animals. When we're uncertain, we look to others to guide our behavior. The principle of social proof states that we view a behavior as more correct in a given situation to the degree that we see others performing it. It's a powerful survival instinct. If everyone is running in one direction, you should probably run too. But in modern society, it's a major lever for persuasion. Why do restaurants with long lines seem more appealing? Social proof. Why are you more likely to buy a product with thousands of positive reviews? Social proof. Why do bartenders put a few dollars in their own tip jar at the beginning of the night? Social proof. It's a shortcut that says, if lots of people are doing it, it must be the right thing to do. This allows us to outsource our thinking to the wisdom of the crowd. But the crowd can be wrong, and social proof can be manufactured. Fake reviews, fake followers, and even canned laughter on TV sitcoms are all designed to create the illusion of popular consensus. The defense is to think independently. Just because something is popular doesn't mean it's right for you. Question the source of the social proof. Are these real people, or is it an illusion created by a clever marketer? Reciprocity, scarcity, authority, and social proof. These aren't just interesting theories. They are the fundamental tools of influence that shape your world. They work by targeting the automatic, shortcut-loving part of your brain, bypassing your rational mind. The goal of understanding them is not to become paranoid or cynical. It's to move from being an automatic participant in these scripts to an aware observer. It's about creating a tiny pause between the trigger and your response. In that pause lies your power. It's the moment you can ask, why am I feeling obligated? Why am I feeling this urgency? Is this person a real expert? Is this truly popular, or does it just look that way? By learning the playbook, you take back the role of the decision maker in your own life. These persuasion tricks are so common, we often become blind to them. Now that you know the code, which of these tricks do you see most often in your daily life? Is it the scarcity tactics of online shopping, or the social proof of online reviews? Share your examples in the comments below. It helps everyone get better at spotting them. If this video gave you a new lens to see the world through, hit the like button to share this knowledge. Stay aware, and thanks for watching.